This is episode 28 of Deep in Some Thoughts, and today we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat. Let's go! Mortal Kombat! Test your might. Thanks for tuning in to Deep in Some Thoughts, and the first thing that's on my mind today is Mortal Kombat.
Hey Juan, that's enough.
Oh, thanks for tuning in. This is Deep in Some Thoughts, and if you haven't realized by now, we are going off the rails. We are having fun, and we are just here to have a good time. If you haven't noticed, my microphone stand is all janky because somebody, producer Chris, forgot the attachment to my mic stand. And we thank God for gaff tape, because gaff tape saved our life, and gaff tape is holding this whole thing together. So if it falls apart, I'm sorry. If it doesn't fall apart, I'm sorry. Because it's fucking ugly, dude. But it's okay, man. We're here. We're here to have a good time. So, we are here today to talk about Mortal Kombat. Now, if you don't know, if you haven't listened to the podcast long enough, or if you don't know me, I don't play video games. That's like one of the things that everybody does that I don't do is play video games. And one of the only video games I ever played is, in fact, Mortal Kombat. So, today we're going to do a quick review on the movie that just came out on April 21st, Mortal Kombat. I don't know if I got the date correct, but that's what we're going with. So, going into this movie, we got a awesome trailer. I was really excited to see it. And I thought that this movie had so much potential. Now this movie review is going to be loaded. Get that baked potato and load it up, because we're loading it with spoilers. And hope you don't feel sick the next day. You get it? I get it. So it's going to be a fully spoiled review. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, pause the podcast, go watch it, and come back, because you may or may not agree with what I'm about to tell you. Okay? Now, with Mortal Kombat being one of the only games I have ever played, along with a handful of other games, I hold Mortal Kombat near and dear to my heart. And I hold a lot of expectations when it comes to the Mortal Kombat characters and the movies and anything that comes out. Let's start off with, back in the day, 1995, they came out with the first Mortal Kombat, and it was not a great movie, but it was still pretty entertaining. Not gonna lie, I watched that movie over and over and over. And then they come out with a second movie, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which was an annihilation in itself because that movie was fucking terrible. For that movie, they recasted all the fucking cast except for like 2 characters. And it's one of the worst movies I have ever watched in my life, aside from the Justice League, the first Justice League. And then, we got more games, which are awesome. And then you got more, like cartoon series that have come out, like Scorpion's Revenge or whatever it's called. I haven't watched it, but I heard it's pretty good. And then we get Mortal Kombat coming out in 2021. And like I said, I was really, really excited. And the trailer looked really good. And let me just say, this movie was a terrible fucking movie. Why, you ask? Why? Where do I begin? So the beginning of this movie, I actually had high hopes for this movie. So when the movie started, we actually got a really good opening scene. Okay? You get there, you're in Japan, I believe, and you got Scorpion, who is not in his Scorpion fit. He is just his own regular self. And he's with his family. He's, doing his daily thing. And this is like a shortcut version of it. But Sub-Zero comes through and fucking murders his wife and kid. And Scorpion has to fucking lay some ass down to fucking... because he's pissed. I mean, who wouldn't be pissed? He just killed his family. So... the opening scene was like awesome, okay? And the first like 3/4 of the movie, I wouldn't even say that. I would say maybe the first quarter of the movie was all right. I mean, it was all right. It's leading up to something. You get fucking a new character, Cole Young, who is essentially a descendant from Scorpion after he died. And then you get Jax. He shows up and Sub-Zero is trying to kill Cole for whatever the fuck reason. And then you get to Sonya Blade's whatever house. Oh no, before that you get Jax and he gets his fucking arms ripped off. But that scene was pretty cool. And and then you get to Sonya. And Sonya Blade apparently doesn't have the mark that they're all looking for. But she's looking for everybody who has the mark so they can fight in the Mortal Kombat tournament. That's about as far as I get to enjoying the movie. Because then they fight Reptile, who looks like a fucking iguana. We got fucking Godzilla rolling in. It's Godzilla's grandson. And he's destroying the place with his fucking acid spit. And the movie goes downhill from there. It gets cheesier and cheesier every fucking scene. Liu Kang and Kung Lao are just fucking side characters. So then they're trying to get to Raiden's temple, which somehow Kano knows where it is. How? We don't know. You want to know why? Because they didn't fucking tell us. The plot of this movie is fucking dry. It is nowhere to be found. Hey, what's the point of that? What are we doing here? You know? Now, the plot of the movie, essentially, from what I got out of it, you think, okay, Mortal Kombat, the plot should be Mortal fucking Kombat, right? There's a tournament for the people to fight. And it's literally called Mortal Kombat. Fast forward, you get to the end of the movie, there's no fucking Mortal Kombat, dude. There's no tournament. And I've talked to multiple people about this, and they're trying to say, oh, the Mortal Kombat's going to be in the next movie. Well, don't call it Mortal Kombat, man. Call it Mortal Training. Mortal Kombat Training. I don't fucking know. You don't call it Mortal Kombat. Chris?
Same. Mine was exactly where you're at. There was like a whole lack of humanness.
Mm-hmm.
And the plot was just where.
Well, the problem is...
Yeah. What is the outcome that the characters are supposed to achieve?
The outcome in son of a bitch.
Your house is on fire.
My house is on fire. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's really on fire. No, keep the podcast going. We can't stop.
Okay. Essentially, the story that they are trying to portray here is that these characters need to find their arcana or whatever the fuck it's called. Oh,
we're burning down. Let's burn down with it. It's good. Fire's out.
Nope, it's gonna turn back on in about 5 minutes. Less than that.
Anyway.
So these characters are trying to find their arcana, right? Their power.
Okay.
That's what they're training.
Is that the story?
That's what it seems like. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. The story is, a good chunk of the movie is them training to find their arcana, but for the tournament.
But my thing is like, if I'm watching a movie, I want to feel like the character. I want to be sucked into that character.
So there is no character development in this fucking movie.
And I get it, like, you know the Mortal Kombat games, so you know these people. But
what if you don't?
Exactly.
Intern Maria doesn't know the Mortal Kombat games.
Exactly. And she watched it with you.
Hated the movie. I feel like she was about the same, like, with the beginning, she was enjoying it, and then after that, she was like, this movie's weird. And I'm like, you know what? It is fucking weird. No character development. I think the best characters they built up was Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And Scorpion was in fucking 2 scenes of the whole fucking movie. Let's talk about Cole Young for a second. Cole Young was the biggest fucking waste of my time in my life, dude. At first, when I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, look." I knew there was going to be no Johnny Cage. And I'm like, "Oh, there's a new character. His name is Cole Young." Cool. But Cole Young does nothing. He hangs around and gets his ass fucking kicked for 3/4 of the movie. He got his ass kicked in the first scene, and he gets his ass kicked in training, and then he gets his ass kicked by Goro until, oh, he's gonna kill my family. And then what's his arcana, dude? What's his superpower? He gets armor. He gets armor, dude. He's Black Panther, dude. He's got some Wakandan armor that absorbs the impact. And he gets Tonfa, bro.
I was just looking it up. They the director described it as a protection over the heritage that runs through the bloodline of Cole Young.
Okay. The protection of the heritage, which is Scorpion. Now, I thought this would have been an interesting twist after we find out that he is like the great, great, great grandson of Scorpion. That, you know, when he finds his Arcana, which isn't even a thing for one, he finds his Arcana and he turns into, you guessed it, Scorpion. How cool would that have been?
Well, he has that kunai too. Scorpion's kunai.
Yeah, that's how he summons Scorpion at the end of the movie. And another thing is, okay, the whole thing with the symbol, with the fucking symbol birthmark on his chest, and then you're chosen to fight in the tournament, and you have that symbol, and then you gotta kill somebody, and you take... Okay, what if I was chosen to fight in the Mortal Kombat, and I got the fucking dragon, whatever, and then Chris, a fucking average Joe who probably can't fight as good as me, fucking pushes me in front of a truck on accident. And then he takes my dragon. Does that mean Chris has to fight in Mortal Kombat?
Oh, I would die.
You would die, dude. I mean, I
Instantly.
probably would too. But you know what? Who says you have an Arcana, bro? What if you're chosen because you have an Arcana?
Smelly farts.
Smelly fart.
That's my Arcana.
You know, there's a
I gas them all out.
there's a character. His name is Baracho,
Mm-hmm.
and he throws up on people.
Yeah. My version's farting. And it just stinks and you suffocate and die.
Sweet.
Fatality.
Finish him. And you know, the directors think that they're staying true to the movie by throwing in these Easter eggs and all these, you know, funny, quirky references and shit. And it's like, yo, it's not cute, dude. Do the Mortal Kombat fans justice by making a good movie. The acting was bad. The plot went nowhere. Well, the plot was like, hey, they're trying to kill us before the tournament so that there is no tournament. How about we kill them first? Hey, dude, I'm trying to get murdered. They're trying to murder me. Let's go murder them first. Hey, dude, you want to rob that bank? Let's go do it first, dude. So another thing with these symbols, right? So these people were chosen to get the dragon thing. And if Cole Young was born with it, so like every heritage down his line was born with this birthmark, why didn't they kill him when he was younger? Or why weren't they looking for him when he was younger? Because obviously somehow they have the ability to know who has it and who doesn't, and finding them and killing them. So why don't they do that? This movie was so bad. Even if you took Mortal Kombat out of it, it was a bad movie. And Raiden, dude. Raiden fucking annoyed the fuck out of me. Have you ever seen Kung Pao? Kung Pao is a spoof movie of like an old school fucking kung fu movie. And his voice, dude, reminded me of the narrator from Kung Pao. And I couldn't take him seriously, man. Sure, he's a fucking phenomenal actor. And they didn't do anything, man. They didn't do anything. They got to Raiden's temple. They trained and got their asses beat. Raiden's temple got fucking raided by the bad guys. And he goes, "No, you can't come in here." And he puts a fucking force field over his temple. But then later in the movie, when their temple gets raided a second time, where do they go? They go somewhere called the Void, where I was about to say Shao Kahn, where Shang Tsung cannot reach them. Why didn't they train there in the first place? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And then they go and kill these characters. And that's another issue that I have, is that they got all these main characters and killed them off in the first movie. Who y'all gonna fight now? Sure, there's more characters, but like, get the lower level characters. You got fucking, I don't fucking know, dude. And then, dude, the fight scenes. Fight scenes were okay. I'm not gonna lie. But Mortal Kombat is based off of Kung Fu. Are they doing Kung Fu? No. They're just swinging around, doing flips and aerials and fucking ripping each other's faces off. And the fight scenes were way too short. Okay? The fight scenes were way too short. Now, in my opinion, from what I think that you were trying to do, directors, writers, you were trying to build it up to the Mortal Kombat tournament. This could have been done in an HBO miniseries. In one episode, you introduce your character, give him a story. Get another character in the next episode, give them a story. You know, halfway through, you get them to meet up and they get to Raiden's temple. And then you explain what the fuck they're doing. You dedicate an episode to them training and finding their arcana. You do another episode, which is going to be the second movie, of them finding Johnny Cage, who is a fucking major character that wasn't in the movie. And then maybe take an episode to train him so he can find his fucking split nut punch. And then you have a Mortal Kombat tournament. You could even stretch it out and have a couple episodes of the bad guys. The bad guys have a story arc. I mean, you obviously have to explain them too. You got fucking Melina in the movie, who was a clone essentially of Katana and Baraka. And guess who wasn't in the movie? Katana and Baraka. So if you don't play Mortal Kombat and you don't know who Melina is, what the fuck? And they killed her. There's just so many problems with this movie. So many. So we're down to bad acting, bad plot, no character development, short fight scenes. I mean, the fight scenes, like I said, were not terrible. They made the movie watchable. But they were too short. And then we got cheesy fucking references to the video games, which did not help at all. So I'm going to give this movie a typical BJ rating, and we're going to go from on a scale of 1 to 10 or 5. I think I did 10 last time. We'll do on a scale from 1 to 10, and my BJ rating is a 4.5. I do not recommend, if you have HBO Max already, go ahead and watch it. It's watchable. Okay? Take Mortal Kombat out of it, and it's watchable. Enjoy yourself. But do not hold any expectations on Mortal Kombat. Don't hold any expectations on watching a good movie. Just watch it for the fatalities that lasted 2 seconds. Okay? I do not recommend getting HBO Max just to watch this movie. I do not recommend going to the movie theater and putting your health on the line to watch this movie. 4.5 out of 10. That's my rating. Sorry? Not sorry. If you loved the movie, which a lot of people did, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that I feel this way. I'm sorry that you liked it so much. Anyways. So that's my rating, guys. That's my little rant. That's and that's it for this podcast. I was so enraged after watching that movie that I had to jump on here and give you a rant. This ain't no official review. This, I mean, I didn't put too much effort into this, man. I'm just fucking going off as a Mortal Kombat fan. Breathe, Juan, breathe. Thanks for listening to Deep in Some Thoughts. Anyways, don't forget to rate, subscribe, review, and the last thing that I have to say is... Actually, the last thing I have to say is Mortal Kombat already did a YouTube series, and it was better than the movie. Alright, guys.